So would you say, speaking of like enjoying moments, I understand there was a point where it all started to come up, like it started to catch up, a bit of the fame, and I think there were some moments that you sort of described as a dangerous lifestyle where there were environments where these artists were like their own gods, and you know, you could just be so many scenarios of people just licking asses all day. Did you ever find yourself in any of these scenarios?
100%. I mean, it's kind of like the game, you know. Everyone is kind of they've created their own world. So for people to be in that world, a lot of people just become yes men, and it's just part of the game, really. Truly, it's something that I've always had to experience. But the thing is, with me, I've always been outspoken, so to speak, or had my own mind.
Yeah.
You know, and so I've always kind of like vocalized my standpoint on things, and I've never really cared. You know, that kind of, I don't know, some people have this thing where it's like, oh, they've made a song or they've created a moment, so everyone's kind of in awe, which is I don't have a problem with, but it's kind of like they start to look at people differently. And I've always been able to just see people for what they are and the core of the person that they are. So it's like, all right, cool, you know. And I've always also been blessed to be there in the crossover point, you know, between them being who they are and then them now having this big single, big album, big whatever thing happens. So I've always connected with people like that. I've just kind of maintained that. So it's like, all right, cool, I know you're this person that now has a #1 album, but I don't agree with X, Y, and Z, or do you get what I mean? And I've always been the person to say it, where something might happen and then they'll be too scared to pull them up about it because they're like, oh, he's got a #1 single, and if I say anything, then I might not be involved in the campaign or around the person anymore, so I'm just going to become a yes man. I've like never cared about that shit. I've always been like, yeah, if I think something's wrong or it rubs me up the wrong way, or I think that there's another vantage point to the situation, I've always like been the person that's kind of brought it to light and been like, yeah, I think this.